Good afternoon, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. We're going to be discussing Pakistan up against the Netherlands in the first one international at Rotterdam. Pakistan's batting is underway. 43 overs have been completed. Pakistan are for 234 for 4. And we've got Shadab Khan on the crease with 14 runs on 11 deliveries. Khushdil Shah on 21 on 17 as well. Pakistan still have 7 overs of play remaining. Fakhar Zaman, of course, scored a brilliant 109. Babar Azam 74. So that was one notable partnership that was there, and we'll be discussing that in detail. To discuss this further, in studios we've been joined by our panel. First of all, of course, making a return to the studios. It's been a while, but she's back once again, and it's a celebration whenever she's on the show, and a lot of positivity comes out as well, and we get to discuss a lot of things on air and off air both. So of course it's fun all the time. Joining us is cricket commentator and senior cricket expert Leena Moin Aziz. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum salam, Ahmed. Thank you very much for the great introduction. As always, when I talk to you, I feel like, oh God, I'm like some Ian Chappell or something. But thank you so much, and it's always great being here.
Well, she might not be in Chapel, but she's still the first female commentator that we have, so we always need to celebrate that, and I always say that she deserves every bit of it. And also, we've been joined by our cricket expert and commentator K. Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, how are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam, I'm good, Ahmed. How about yourself?
I'm very well, great to have you on the show as well.
And nice to see you that you're covering well, and now you're fine.
Well, trying to. It's very tough actually, trust me. I wanted to get out of the house, but I'm really struggling. I hope I get there now. Obviously it takes time, but that being said, Pakistan looked to be cruising, but unfortunately I had expected something close to 350, but right now it's a 300 if we can get there as well. How have you seen the match so far?
Well, this is a match supposedly against the minnows. So in my opinion, I mean, they should have tried maybe 1 or 2 more youngsters. Maybe Dhani should have been given a chance. Also, I was just talking to Asif off the air, and I was telling him that maybe Shan Masood should have been in this squad. He was also in the squad in Sri Lanka. He should have been given a chance in the second test match. But where a cricket team or a cricket management where we're doing very well, teams doing well, don't get me wrong when I say that we don't know this or we don't know that. I believe the team is going in the right direction, everything's happening in the right direction. We still got to fine tune. We still haven't learned how to utilize current form. And I'm talking about Shan Masood. He was in tremendous form.
Just scored a half century as well.
Yeah, and before he was selected for the Sri Lankan tour, he was a tremendous form in the county circuit. Then now you're telling me he just scored a half century.
2 days back,
Yeah, so why isn't he in the team? I mean, when will you select him? When he will be finished and done with his form?
They shut the argument by telling us that, look, right now we can't adjust him into the side. That's the only thing they give us when we raise this question.
If you can have Agha Salman in the side, you can also have Shan Masood. I mean, Shan Masood, someone who can play, come in one down if we don't have opening space. So let him come number 3. I don't think so there is much of a difference between the top 3 batsmen. Sometimes you lose a wicket on the first ball and the number 3 batsman is there as an opener. And that happens to a lot of teams. New ball,
especially
ball moving. I didn't say that, you said it. So, number 3 he could easily play it. So Pakistan can still do a little bit of fine tuning. But having said that, the team is going in a good direction. We've got some great players. They're doing well. The captain's doing well. But these little things, if they can also be corrected, then Pakistan could really rule the roost.
Yes, they should. I think it's about time that we should. Asif, we've just lost Khushdil Shah right now. So the wicket has fallen. The commentator's curse stays alive. So we're 5 down now. But overall, the discussion remains the same.
Ahmed, if we could change slightly the topic, we are discussing about Pakistan versus Netherlands. But if you see that, and let's discuss that, either we are going to plan for the World Cup 2023 in India, either we're ready for that or not. So I think my hunch is that we are not ready for the 2023 50 overs World Cup. See how, as ma'am said that little things are not going in right direction. Rest of the things are in the right direction. But I slightly disagree, ma'am. Sorry for that. But the things are not going in right direction. Why Agha Salman is in the side and why Shan Masood is not in the side. It's a huge question mark after performing, after scoring plenty of centuries, plenty of runs, not only in Pakistan, but in county cricket. you're not giving him chance. Why? This answer is not enough that we do not have position. If we have the position, as ma'am said, that for the Agha Salman, yes, why don't there's a chance for Shan
But the
Masood?
chief selector said Agha Salman has been selected on the basis of a tremendous domestic record. I'm still to find that. I haven't found that yet. Even during my days of COVID, I researched as much as I could. I did not find that tremendous record that they were talking about.
Well, same here. I'm trying to search that honestly. And before coming this show, I was just searching his list A record. I was just searching his rest of the record, which was really tremendous, according to Mohammad Wasim, chief selector. But I think I didn't find, and I would like to request you, and ma'am, please, could you help us out? And
Let's talk to our statistician.
Or yes, sure.
We'll ask him if he can give us the details. But to talk about this further, we've been joined online by first-class cricketer Kashif Majid. Assalamu alaikum, Kashif. How are you?
Walaikum Assalam. I'm fine, Ahmed. How are you?
I'm very well. Kashif, against the Netherlands, we're about 5 down. Things look to be cruising. Of course, Pakistan is always in a comfortable position against a team like Netherlands. But so far, the discussion is about the position, and I think the main topic always circles around that Shan Masood could not be included because there is no place, but then Agha Salman can get a debut.
Look, Ahmed, let's talk about in a different scenario. Right now, we are talking about KPL going on. So, what if Ahmed Shahzad score bulk of the runs in the KPL, or Umar Akmal started scoring so many runs in the KPL? Would we be able to give them a chance to? Because we have tried and tested Shan Masood on number of occasions. He's been opener for Pakistan in a Test cricket. At that point of time, he was scoring runs. Then we lost his play. He himself lost his place. Then we tried him. He scored a century against England and nothing else. Then we tried him against any other opposition. And now he's seeking a position in the middle order just because he himself thought there is a vacancy in the middle order, or a position vacant. So let's try him in the middle order. My question remains the same. If we have to trial and tested Shan Masood in every position, what about all those guys who are regularly playing in the middle order in the domestic circuit, but they have done wrong to not to be selected in the middle order position? I'm not focusing on the selection of Agha Salman because for me it's not the concern. Agha Salman getting his very first chance. Let's hope if someone is not going with the Agha Salman, let's hope he get flopped, and then we find another position and we find another player. But right now, he is the guy who has played in the middle order and got a chance to play in the middle order, and that's it for me. So maybe his record is
Kashif, on
not
what
good, so
basis?
does,
You're talking like
Junior has
a
record.
typical first-class cricketer over here. I agree with the fact. Umar Akmal, if I just look at the 121 one-day internationals for Umar Akmal at an average of almost 35, 34.3. Ahmed Shahzad, 81 one-day internationals at an average of 32. Shan Masood, only 5 one-day internationals, nowhere to be seen. I won't even go towards that debate of why Shan Masood and why not Ahmed Shahzad and why not Umar Akmal. I completely agree with you that you want to give chance, then give a chance to a guy who's scoring runs in domestic like Kamran Ghulam, like Saud Shakil, like Abdullah Shafiq, who could have been replaced, or if you had Mohammad Haris in your plans, should have developed him. But if I don't even go there, I just want to ask the question, and as you mentioned as well, Agha Salman, of course the guy is in the middle order. He's been selected for Pakistan. It's a proud moment. We should all be very careful because he's got a chance to represent the side. But my question is, on what basis, on what domestic record are we playing him, and on what same domestic record could we not play Kamran Ghulam? We could not play Saud Shakil. We could not play Abdullah Shafiq. We could not give any chance to Tabish more than one test match. That's my question.
Okay, my question remains the same. I'm not coming with the suggestion that Agha Salman should be there. But when we talk about Pakistan cricket and we talk about the recent selections, starting from Shan Nawaz Dhani, how many List A matches he has played that he is in the side and looking for a debut in the one-day team? How many matches actually Shadab have played when we have asked him to come and play in the whites with the red cherry in his hand? How many matches actually we are talking about all those guys, even Abdullah Shafiq for that matter. He scored a century on his debut in the first class, he scored a century on his debut in the T20, and we asked him to open in the T20 match. Look, it's just not about Agha Salman. Even Wasim Junior for that matter, how many first class matches he has played, or even the list A matches he has played. He's been in the side for like year and a half. What Fahim Ashraf has done wrong that he has not been part of T20 or one day squad. So my question is, when we talk about this debate, my question is, the selectors should have that courage to say that we thought that this guy has got that X factor to be in the team. That's it. Period. We talk about Wasim Akram bowling to Javed Mirdad, selected for Pakistan, played bundle of cricket. Waqar Yunus bowling in Bagha Jana, spotted by Imran Khan, played bundle of cricket, and we talked about them as the two Ws of the Pakistan, two greatest fast bowlers ever produced by the Pakistan. So as a chief selector or the management, anyone, you come up with simple one formula or simple one comment that we
Right,
think
definitely.
that there is
I think
an X
Kashif
factor
mentions a
about
brilliant
the
point, Leena, and I want you to comment on this because you've seen that historical development of Pakistan cricket over the years, being a fan, an expert, and a commentator. I think Kashif really, it's a bullseye there from Kashif because the question is answered by the question itself. We've got to accept the reality that no longer we've got first class cricket feeding Pakistan cricket. It's a fast track process now. It's either T20s, it's the PSL, it's the KPL, whatever tournament, and that's the only doorway to Pakistan cricket, either that or you're bowling 150 plus. Let's accept the reality. Who's the last player that you picked up from the first class structure and brought him into the team? I think Fawad Alam, and that too he had to wait 10 years.
And Agha Salman.
Agha Salman.
No, and Agha Salman, to be fair, he got that in difficult circumstances. He got runs in Sri Lanka in that test match. He was unlucky that he was dismissed, but he got a lot of runs where other, difficult, on a difficult
definitely.
pitch where the spinners were really dominating. So you can't say that I'm only just saying that if he could be given a chance also, then we've always respected the fact that our players have gone and played county. We are very happy when they go and play county, and when they perform there, we have picked players from there right into our own system, test cricket, one day, whatever. It has been happening from ages, players have gone into county cricket, done well, and then come into the Pakistan team. So that's also where we sort of gauge their performance and say, okay, this guy has done well, let him now come and play. So, I mean, this guy is creating records after records and breaking them in county cricket. So then he's also selected, but then he wasn't given a chance. He could have played in the county.
But that's the trick.
Yeah.
You had a fear that he's going to play for England. So you bring him to Pakistan and bring him to the squad.
Yeah, and then also now when they, against the Minnows, there was a chance to give him, there was an opportunity to let him play and be in the side, because this form of cricket, one day, we need some, improvement. And Shan Masood is someone who can, now he bats aggressively. He's developed a lot of strokes which he didn't have before. Now he can play all around the pitch. He can come down the wicket, he can hit sixers, he can play on the leg side, offside, wherever. So he's someone who's matured, evolved. So if he's done all that, why isn't he given the opportunity? Okay, leave Agha Salman. Okay, fine, he's given an opportunity. Both of them can also be given an opportunity. You see,
This was the right series to do that.
Yeah, and 50 overs is a long time, and it's just not, that there's space in middle order, so he can come. I'm not saying middle order, I'm saying top order. Number 3, if you don't want him to open or you don't have space there, fine, Fakhr and Imam are doing a very good job. Ask him to be at number 3.
Yeah, then
Babar number 4.
Rizwan 5.
No, Rizwan 6, not
okay.
even 5. Agha Salman 5.
At 5.
Rizwan 6, and then pinch hitter role or the power hitter role to Khushdil, and then you have the 4 bowlers, and in the top 7 you have 1 or 2 bowlers, and then also we have Shadab. So just gauge the pitch, look at the conditions, and make a change there.
Right, 45 overs, 263 for 5. Shadab Khan on 27, Mohammad Nawaz on 3. Kiasif Ahmed, last player to play for Pakistan on the basis of domestic record.
Tabish.
1 match.
Yes, and after that, thank you very much.
Disappeared.
Mohammad Wasim called him and said that you're still in our plans. If you're not in the side, it does not mean that we are not taking you. You're in the
Coaching
plans. Yeah. So my point is now stronger. Everyone is saying that we are not on the right direction. As Kashif said that one thing, there's a difference between KPL and, of course, county. As you said, that if someone is performing in KPL, we cannot bring him in the national side. But, you know, if someone is performing in county cricket, it means a lot, of course, you know. Lots of difference. The entire world is coming there to play county. So KPL looks like a domestic, let's suppose, or let's say
hardly domestic.
Yeah. So there is a difference between the level of two type of cricket. So if Shan Masood is performing there, yes, that was the right decision to bring him. And then it wasn't a right decision, as
But
ma'am
you
said.
agree with one point that Kashif mentioned, and that's
Yes,
why I say
that's why I'm saying
what
that.
we're doing is that we're playing guys on the basis of no domestic records at all, be it Shahnawaz Dhani, be it anybody for that matter. We've just seen one or two notable performances in the PSL, and immediately it's a fast track process.
Now people would talking about, and they will start talking about you and me, that we are criticizing PSL and KPL. No, we're not criticizing. We're just, you know, raising some points that if someone is, let's suppose if a player is performing very well in PSL, you think there's the PSL competes the international level? No, of course not. So that's why if someone is performing in PSL and you're bringing him in the national side, it's not a good idea. That's why I'm saying we are not on the right direction. A player performing in domestic structure, please give them some space. At least they should play 20-25 domestic matches, like 4-day matches, and after then you see their performances and bring them. A player who could perform in 2-3 seasons continuously, I think that the point that you will bring him in the national side. But if you're bringing, see, Shahnawaz Dhani is a very good prospect for Pakistan. I'm not saying that. I'm not criticizing Wasim or the rest of the juniors, but they're not the responsible for this. The PCB is responsible for this. The management and the selection committee is responsible for this.
Can I
Yes,
just add
yes,
to this? Okay, you know, the national T20 and PSL, if you pick up a player from these two tournaments and let him play T20 cricket, that's fine. Because even PSL, the standards very high. You know, there's some very good international players, top Pakistani players are competing. So if you do well in PSL, you are eligible to play T20 cricket for Pakistan, not one day, not test. And also T20, which is our national T20, which is our prime domestic T20 tournament. You do well over there, you're eligible to come and play T20. Not one day, not test cricket. So these two tournaments, national T20 and PSL, are good enough for me for a player to do well and then to make an entry into national cricket,
Right.
as far as T20 is concerned.
And one thing, Ahmed, one thing. I'm waiting for a long time that, and this is my question to all of the participants, that when would we start the attacking cricket like Australia? I'm waiting for a long time.
We're already playing attacking cricket. We sent Shadab Khan up the order. He's scoring runs over there, and you see if the run rate right now 266 for 6 and 46
Mashallah,
overs.
you're doing very well.
We're doing very well
Yes,
at all.
yes, yes.
Well, Kashif, very important question as far as the leagues are concerned, and we talk about the competition. It's a bit off topic, but because we're exploring that avenue, and then we'll come back to the game. If you study the model of India, because we like to compare ourselves there, we have a competition going on ever since the ages started. Ever since they started the IPL, they let no other domestic tournament take place, although they've got the money for that. I was talking to an individual who I cannot name, of course, an individual who enjoys a good respect in the cricketing fraternity. He said what we did basically was that once we had the PSL, it became a stellar tournament. But at the same time, we started other tournaments like the KPL, and immediately we divide that share of revenue, the competitive edge of it. Too much cricket comes in, and then of course we start losing the quality.
Look, Ahmed, when we talk about a franchise cricket, right now people like Trent Bolt are giving their national contracts to play franchise cricket. It's a serious thing now. It's just not about the money. It's about something of a quality cricket too. Let me come to the point. English cricket team. Let's talk about. We are talking about county championship and the quality of the county. Let's talk about the English Test side. They were playing with openers in the likes of like Dom Sibley, Rory Burns, who are scoring bulk of runs in their domestic arena, right? Suddenly, and they're losing every other second Test match. And Zach Crawley, Rory Burns, Dom Sibley, apart from Joe Root or some other guys, these three names are their product of their domestic cricket. Suddenly, they have hired Brendan McCullum. Brendan McCullum has no experience of coaching a white clothing team, domestic team or international team. He comes from a background, let's go and enjoy yourself. Suddenly we started feeling that this England team is so good because they started playing the cricket, or they're just transforming their white ball game into the red ball game. That's it. Nothing else. And all of these players who have scored runs against India and New Zealand, they are actually the byproduct of these franchise cricket. Talk about Johnny Bairstow, Josh Butler, for that matter, scored runs in one day arena. Talk about even Joe Root, talk about even Ben Stokes, talk about any player who have scored runs. Even Ollie Pop, for that matter, scored runs in a fashion they used to play in white ball cricket and in franchise cricket. So the shift had started. I don't want to go back on that debate of Shan Masood, but I think we as individuals and as a nation, we are rating county cricket very high. That's not the case. Believe me. We talk about a player produced in our domestic cricket. I think the second comeback or even the first comeback of Hassan Ali is a pure domestic performance based thing where he's performed in the domestic arena and get the chance to play for Pakistan. And the first half an year, he played very well cricket. Second important thing, when we talk about their domestic cricket, their domestic products, I've named few: Dom Sibley, Zach Crawley, Rory Burns, and so many more. The right now, when we talk about the quality cricketer, I think franchise has a lot to say about it, because it's just not franchise cricket. It's about sharing the experiences of class players in their dressing room. Imagine for a moment, I'm just going through the Ross Taylor autobiography. When he started playing in IPL, he said, I wanted to play for a team where I could sit with Virender Sehwag, Shane Watson, Shane Mont, and maybe Rahul Dravid. So this is where his cricket has evolved, and we have seen
Definitely.
a
The evolution
classic
of cricket is
Ross Taylor.
something that we need to discuss. Kashif Majid, thank you very much for joining us on Sports Extra. First class cricketer Kashif Majid was talking to us regarding the fact that franchise cricket is taking over. You know, we all had this fear and we dreaded the times when franchise cricket or the system will become like football, where franchise is the main thing and international becomes the second priority.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening now, and it's so sad. I feel like, you know, ICC and various cricket boards need to sit down. And my solution to this is just develop a separate red ball team. Have a separate season for red ball and a separate season for white ball and franchise included. And not, for instance, IPL. It goes on for 2.5 months, and the whole
They last for another window.
yeah, and then it's becoming bigger. So the whole international calendar window is completely halted, blocked. I don't want that. So I want a solution to that. And what Kashif was just saying, I mean, I don't agree with it at all. I mean, just the conditions for an Asian batsman, for instance, to go and play in conditions in England when the ball is moving and just scoring runs there against
But
good
we didn't
seamers.
say it. The English commentators said it.
Yeah.
The English coaches, the county coaches said it. They gave him an award as well.
Yeah.
He was appreciated beyond our circle.
Yeah, not just Shan
Yeah.
Masood, but any player in the past or now or in the future who goes and does well in county cricket in those conditions,
2
seeming
days ago,
conditions.
Chiteshwar Pujara scored a 50 on 22 deliveries. He was appreciated.
Yeah,
also.
I mean, so, you know, he's got to be appreciated, maybe given a chance. And bowlers, if they learn to go bowl that length, that corridor of uncertainty, the Anderson length, if they learn to bowl that, they need to be given a chance if they're successful. But, you know, talking about players like Rory Burns and all, and saying, look, this is a selection issue.
Zach Crawley.
You, Zach Crawley and all these players, okay, these are quality players, but they're just not
I think
in
more of a
form.
priority issue.
Yeah.
They had the World Cup in their priorities. The Test cricket was not a priority.
Yeah, so
for them.
on the basis of 3 or 4 failures or 3 or 4 players failing, English players failing, you can't say, oh,
Look,
county
I can
cricket is
still
not
counter.
good.
You know the history better than me.
Yeah.
Anderson came from county.
Yeah,
Jimmy
everyone's
Anderson became
come
the
from
most successful
county.
bowler from English
Broads
cricket.
come from county.
Absolutely.
All the
Mark
other,
Wood is coming from
now
there. Joe
Potts,
Root.
this guy Potts is a
Yeah.
good bowler. He's come from county. So many players have come from there. All the English players come from the county cricket circuit and then go on and perform, Butler, etc. But you know, you can't sit down and say that, oh, franchise cricket is this and that. It's nothing actually. It's just an ATM machine, and that's what it is. Okay, you do learn. I mean, young players do go and learn from
they could
senior
earn
other
money.
players from other countries, sharing dressing rooms.
How?
They lead.
How? If you don't even get a chance to bat in those 20 overs, how are you going to learn
No,
anything?
well,
at
you
all?
do. Like, for instance, me and you talk,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow you say, Leena, we talked and I learned this from you, or I say, Ali, Ahmed, I learned this from you because we're talking. We're not playing, we're talking. So sharing the dressing room, you learn tactics, you know, your confidence becomes, and eventually in a whole tournament you will get to bat with one of, say Watson, you will learn so much, or Roy, or one of these
But
players.
then I think
so
you
it's
got to
got
have
its
that
value, but you cannot say that, oh, county cricket has got no value in front of franchise cricket. I mean,
where that was
it's
coming
utter
from.
nonsense.
But
By
Asif,
the way, I'm sorry, utter
look,
nonsense.
I agree. I completely agree. Asif, I can only learn from league cricket or franchise cricket if I have the willpower or ability to learn. We have heard often from players who have just represented PSL franchises, have only played the KPL, have only probably represented Pakistan once. And if a very seasoned, experienced senior coach goes up to them and tells them, look, I think this is a mistake that you're making, maybe you can correct yourself. And they say, oh, hello, we know what we're doing. So if that is happening, and if I'm going to a senior who I will not name, who's played for Pakistan in many matches, and I asked him, could you please help me with my technique? And he will say, buzz off, I don't have time for you. In these kinds of leagues, then I cannot expect anything.
I have an issue that Ahmed is not revealing name for a long time. You know, that he's saying that I cannot take the names. Yeah, I can understand.
Maybe those
but
people spoke on condition of anonymity. They
yes,
said,
no,
"Please
I'm just
don't take
kidding.
us
You know, but very important thing is that Ahmed, I have heard same things while you are playing domestic cricket, and though you are a test cricketer, or even you're not a test cricketer, when you're in domestic circuit, when PCB appointed head coach for you, and he's telling, look, your bat is not coming up with the proper V action, or you're bowling, if you're a fast bowler, you're not coming up with the high arm bowling action whatsoever. If he's telling you, this is not an answer that, hey, mister, I'm a test cricketer, don't tell me. This is not an answer, honestly. And that's why I'm saying that we are not on the right direction to win the World Cup. If we are winning the World Cup, that would be fluke, honestly.
I don't agree with you. You are too harsh. I mean, you know, lots of things are going in the right direction. I mean, we played a really good World Cup. We defeated India by 10 wickets. We, you know, almost
I'm talking about, I can understand
Leena, look,
your
I can
understand.
he's our Tanveer Ahmed.
No,
so
no,
you
no,
can
no.
now probably
But he is not shouting as much. He needs to then shout as much.
No, I'm not shouting. What I'm saying is that I'm not talking about T20. I'm
One
talking
day.
about one-day cricket.
where we have a serious problem.
Exactly.
face it.
And
No wonder
honestly,
we have a problem.
see, Fakhar Zaman scored a tremendous 100 today. And hats off, well done.
And got
He
run
got
out.
run out. Come on. Why we're not
You
learning
need
that?
skill to get run out. You need a skill level.
यार
Asif.
बड़े सख्त इंसान हो तुम दोनों।
Skill level. Well, you know what's happened? Look, I'll tell you what's happened. We've not had a show since a while now. We're actually missing doing this. So that's
Ma'am, look.
I feel
if
I'm
you
so
play-
in front of you guys. I feel I'm nice, yeah, and I never think I'm nice.
Ma'am, see, Kevin Williamson got a reputation for long hundreds. If he scores 100, he scores for big hundreds, you know. This is what we have to learn, and our players. Fakhar Zaman played tremendous innings.
You're playing against Netherlands. They're a quality side. They've played good cricket in the recent past. Come on. But that being said, Leena, we're almost nearing 300. We've got the last minute. Let's take your final comments. Of course, if I talk about the game, so far the 48th over is in play. 47.4, 287 for 6. We'll take that.
No, I wouldn't.
No?
No, at least
Finally.
against the minnows should have been 330ish, 335 at
If
least.
you were India.
Yeah, no. I mean, no, any team. I mean, Pakistan's got a good batting lineup. They just need to, you know, maybe show more, someone needs to play a blinder. You need to take more risk. You know, maybe it's the second match when they understand the conditions better, they will get those runs. But just today's game, I feel at least 330, and they got 2-3 big hitting all-rounders, Shadab, Nawaz, Khushdil, and all of them can hit big.
Absolutely.
And then on
Big
top,
versatility.
Fakhar can hit big, and Babar can also hit big. So and Rizwan, so everyone can hit. Everyone is almost a power hitter now. So against the minnows, at least 330. Against anyone these days, I mean, strike rate has great value, and this is the area we've got to work a little bit more in.
Definitely.
And we're going in the right direction. We are going in the right direction.
Look, if Leena tells you you're going in the right direction, you better blindly trust her. I'm telling you this from experience. But Asif, one final question related to the match itself. I want your comments on the match, but was it necessary to carry Shaheen Shah Afridi with an injury?
Well, I think Mohammad Wasim could reply you and Babar Azam, because once again, if I'm talking, ma'am will say, "Bade sakht log hain."
I agree with this. By the way, I agree that he should have been rested
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
till the Asia Cup.
If he's not
Yeah.
available
Yeah,
for 3
I
matches.
agree with you guys. Abhi sakht nahi.
And I think once again, ma'am is saying 330. I was expecting 350 plus. The way Pakistan team was playing. And do remember that against England, they played really nicely and they scored 270 while chasing 400. So if you are coming up with 300 and 330, and this time I think you would accept and you would agree with me that our performance, Pakistan performance, especially in 50 overs match, we are not consistent.
If
with
they
that.
win by 100 runs tomorrow, everything's going to be fine. You know that.
I will be happy.
Well, this is going to happen. This
Yes,
is what our
I'll be
nature
happy.
is.
Of course, if you are winning with 100 runs, yes, thank you very much.
But bowlers would have won that
Yeah,
match for us.
definitely not the battle.
No-
But thank you
normally
very
bowlers
much.
do.
Thank you, Leena. Thank you, Kiasis.
Pleasure,
It was a pleasure
pleasure.
having you. That's all we have time for. Of course, the game will progress, and we'll see tomorrow how Pakistan performs. And hopefully, with a victory, we'll catch you tomorrow. From me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.